is from that Park Place. Obviously, this is what the grifters are very upset about. I have mixed feelings on this, and I'll get to it. But Dragon Age, the Veilguard's character creator has option for, quote, top surgery scars. And it actually says this, right? Which is insane to me, right? Because, again, this is just it's a fantasy video game in a fantasy world where I don't think they have medical doctors, that they're just like cutting people's fucking titties off, right? So I could like them having like, oh, scars, and like, you know, option 12 is top surgery scars. It's just option 12 of the scars, right? Like that would be fine, but like to actually have a slider, they have a fucking slider, top surgery scars. Like,
cool.
I don't know. It just seems weird.
Okay,
What?
so you said the fantasy angle, okay, and I immediately went, okay, I've played Dragon Age, I think the third one, Inquisition. Actually, I played which one had Morgan? Morgan the Witch. All of them?
As a playable character, or is the first
No. Well, she could go in your party. I don't know. I forget.
Yeah,
Whichever.
That's the last game, I
but
think.
like they have like
That's
creatures and stuff.
Inquisition.
Like what this implies to me is like you could get like these. This is a fantasy world where you could get like lizard like breasts or something like that. Like
Lizard
that's the
breasts.
like right because they have different species and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not lizards.
like
You're thinking of Skyrim. This is like elves, dwarves, and people, and like
I could have
Canal.
sworn I could have sworn I fought lizards. Never mind.
No, that's Elder Scrolls.
Okay. I did play Inquisition. I know that for sure. I just got the.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying, look.
Morgan is Inquisition.
All I'm saying is that
Morgan's the
species, the
first-
different
she's the first
species
one
would be
too.
the different
In the first
species
one,
would be
yeah.
the top surgery angle. Like that's what I'm assuming is what they're going for, right?
Sturgis's argument is they're putting real world and fantasy, bud. Well, everything they're putting. Obviously, the real world is going to be in fantasy. I mean, that's fantasy is shaped by the real world, right? But I just think that it is. Like I said, I don't think there's a problem. More options are always better, right?
Yeah.
I'm always gonna, the side of more options. That's a side I'm always gonna fall on, right? I, as a straight male, am never going to touch anything in the character creator. It's default head 1, right? And that's it. Like you guys see me play Inquisition. It's default head 1. Or if that one doesn't look good, it's like you go through the defaults until you find one that's okay, right? And then because you're never gonna really look at your character anyway, right? But like a woman or gay people, they will spend hours just crafting their character before they even start playing, right? So the options ain't even for me. It's not even for any of us, right? None of the straight people are touching any of these options. So I don't know why we're complaining. But I do think it's weird because you have scars, right? There are scars in the game. As you can see, it says body scars, scar shape, intensity, color, blah, 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 right? So you could have just put the scars, right? Like, okay, scar 1, and then just, you could just do it yourself. But like, no, we're just going to like have this slider. And it's like, oh, that's kind of weird, right? Because like letting them do it without calling it top surgery scars to me is like, okay, we're not putting the fantasy, we're not putting the real world into the fantasy, right? But we're allowing you to put the scars to like role play or whatever you want to do, right?
You could
we're not
technically
specifically saying it.
You're doing
It'd be like if one of the scars looked like a bullet hole, right? I wouldn't have a problem. But if it literally said, "Do you want bullet holes?" I'd be like, "Guys, there's no fucking guns." And why you? How could they even have bullet hole scars in fucking Dragon Age, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like they shouldn't call it top surgery scars. It should just be like body scar 3, right? And it's like fucking 2 fucking scars on their titties, and that's it. Also, I don't know if it goes into it in this article, but apparently you can't get tits bigger than like a B cup, and you can't get asses bigger than Taylor Swift in this game. So what the fuck's up with that?
Sorry.
But you could like make big packages for the dudes, but you can't like.
But you can't get down surgery scars.
I don't think they show, so it would be really. You use your imagination.
I would like to know.
Just a little ticker box.
Yeah.
All right. BioWare has allowed influencers and media outlets to showcase the game's character creator and is even woker than earlier reports about it.
Even woker.
Even
woker. Oh no. We could go deeper.
Is that even correct grammar? Shouldn't it be it's even more woke?
And is even woker.
Right, I'm saying like woker isn't a word. It should be like it's even more woke than earlier reports, right? It should
Even
be more woke.
Yeah.
More woke, yeah. Woker's It's like, hey, Tony, officialize.
Even wokest, yeah.
Remember,
Then earlier reports
officialized.
about it, as it includes a feature to toggle on or off, quote, top surgeries. I don't know why there's quotes on this, because that's what it is. That's what it says, right? You don't need to put, again, that Park Place, John F. Trent, you're supposed to be a professional. You only put quotations on things if you're saying that that's not what it really is, but it's literally what it says on the screen.
Yeah.
So you putting quotations doesn't make sense. It says back in July, it was revealed by Game Informer's Wesley LeBlanc, who previewed the character creator, revealed it. Again, you're supposed to be a professional. You put back in July, it was revealed by this guy. Revealed. It was revealed.
What?
Does anybody fucking edit around here? Am I the only one who does editing? Right, because look, this is the sentence. I hate doing this to you guys, but it was revealed by. Then you put the guy's name. You put a comma to give you more clarification.
Oh, yeah, that's bad grammar.
And then revealed again. So if you take out the comma section, it would be back in July. It was revealed by Game Informer's Wesley LeBlanc. Revealed.
Yeah.
Which is incorrect. It's completely incorrect. John F. Trent, no wonder why no one reads your fucking little blog here. It had inclusivity at its heart. He wrote, at the heart of it is inclusivity. Veilguard, game director Corinne Bush, tells me before letting me guide What? Tells me before letting me guide her through creating my own character. Jesus Christ. He went on to reveal that the character creator allows players to choose between 4 different races: elves, Canari, humans, and dwarves. It also allows for more detailed looks at each and the ability to choose pronouns with she, her, he, him, and they, them separately from gender. Select different body types and more. Oh, no! Furthermore, the character creator also features full nudity because the game is, quote, a mature RPG, according to Bush, who is a man pretending to be a woman. Wow.
Oh, no.
Just throw that out there, huh, John?
Yeah. This sure ain't not a bias article.
Well, that was just like
I
guys,
know.
that's just kind of fucking rude.
Yeah.
Just threw that in there. Like it had there's no context, there's no bearing. Like I don't think it mattered at any point. You just kind of fucking toss that in there. Apparently, the full nudity is needed to choose your character's undergarments.
No, I know why they put it in there. They put it in there so they could misgender the rest of, so you just so you know, I'm misgendering them the whole time.
Well,
that's why they did it. But yeah, it's stupid because they put it towards later, later on, not in the beginning.
Also, why is he complaining about full nudity? Isn't full nudity wasn't that oh yeah, look, we don't like censorship. We want to see all the bits and bobs, right?
Yeah,
that's only for Stellar Blade, dude.
I guess
we've gone full circle. We want to show bits and bobs. Oh, not those bits and bobs. Whoa, what the fuck?
It's selective nudity, Tony. Selective.
I guess. And no fat chicks. I'll agree with that. We don't want to see the fat chicks nude.
Boo.
Or the fat dudes. Right? Exactly. Boo them fat chicks.
No, people like them too.
No one likes them. Thick, sure. There's a level, at some point you cross, you pass the Rubicon, right? It's
I just love it because, in Street Fighter, when you're going playing multiplayer and you're just seeing some of the wackiest characters, I just love it. I think people should have the option to go nuts.
Here's the stupidest thing to me, right? And you can, even if let's say they get rid of all the pronouns and all the other shit, right? And they go, you have to be a man, either be a man or a woman, right? There's literally nothing to stop me from creating a male character and then naming it Stacy, right? And then through the entire campaign, all the NPCs will be calling my male character Stacy, right?
Yeah.
So now, do developers, in order to make these people happy, do developers have to go through lock oh, if you chose this gender, then we have to lock these names out. You can't use any of these names, right? It's fucking a little censor thing that comes up sorry, you have to choose an appropriate name for your character.
I'm pretty sure I heard men named. I'm pretty sure there's men have been named Stacy before.
Yeah, Stacy Keach is named Stacy.
Yeah,
Stacy's got a gun.
It's
just an option. That's the thing. It's just an option. You just move on. At best, it's oh, that's a silly option. You move on. That's it.
Have you ever played Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah.
Multiplayer only. No, I haven't played.
Okay, well, you can name your horses in Red Dead Redemption 2, right?
Yep.
But you can't name your horses after the main character from Sex and the City. What the hell's her name?
Samantha, is it?
No, the main character.
Oh my God, you know the character, Aaron.
I don't know. Like,
no, Samantha's not the main character. The main one.
Oh.
The main one.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. And oh my God, she was in Mars Attacks. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica. Yeah, you can't name your horse Sarah Jessica Parker.
Good, man. That lady got
It,
bullied.
it literally says it'll be like it's invalid name. It'll consider it like a slur.
We're saved from a bunch of people like writing that, thinking they're clever and putting that tweet out. Look what I named my horse.
Well, they think it's clever because it was on South Park where they said that she looked like a horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like a real long time ago. LeBlanc also revealed you can finally dye your hair with non-traditional colors. I think that's cool. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Sure.
He concluded revealing there are 4 voices that one can choose from. They include English masculine, English feminine, American masculine, and American feminine. The pitch of the voices can be adjusted. See, this is like if you're gonna do this, at least hire like okay, we got you a white guy voice, a black guy voice, a Mexican voice, an Arabic voice, right? Like an Indian guy voice. Like no, you could be English or American. You could be like fucking very sophisticated or fucking a bum, right?
Yeah. Let's get the whole box.
We give American like a Southern accent. That'd be the best. That American accent. There's several American
like a redneck. A redneck, so I could just like see what.
Exactly.
Dang, look at that damn dragon!
Shut up, dragon!
Man, my pickup truck is gonna be all deaded up after this one. I'm gonna fix it to make me some food.
We in a tight spot. To your crew.
It has been revealed by multiple YouTubers that the character creator does include pronouns and allows players to select man, woman, and non-binary for gender. On top of this, it's been revealed that the character creator features an option to toggle top surgery scars. Isn't that what you said like 2 paragraphs ago? Like way over here?
He's still thinking about it.
Yeah, I know, but it's like these writers
came out again. It's like I can't stop thinking about that part. I can't move on.
It is abundantly clear that Dragon Age, the Veilguard, is political and ideological propaganda disguised as a video game.
I mean, Dragon Age has always been a political game.
It's gonna make you cool with scars. Okay.
Disguised as a video game, and its primary objective does not appear to entertain customers or provide them with an escape. Man, this is all because of the character creator, not like a storyline in the game, not like a mission where you gotta like remove titties. Like, hey, you gotta go into the veil and remove 100 titties. Collect us 100 titties.
You have to castrate these mini dicks for this mission.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, then I'd be like, okay, maybe you have a point. Like, you have to go out and kill all the straight males. I'm like, oh man, maybe they got right? Like. But it's like, oh, there's a character creator, and you could dye your hair and give yourself.
He's like, oh my god, this killed the Dark Knight for them too. Now, like, whenever they see, you want to know, I got these scars. It's gonna they're gonna think, of this.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's just destroyed it.
Is that what's gonna happen? They're gonna take this.
I think
off?
so.
You want to hear how I got these scars?
Yeah.
No,
that line is coming back with this game.
To see my dad came in my room one night. He's like, look at those titties. Let's put a smile on that chest.
Yeah, let's put a smile on that chest. No. Stop it. Woke.
It's political and ideological propaganda disguised as a video game. Its primary objective does not appear to entertain customers or provide them with an escape of any kind, but is to indoctrinate them with transgender ideology. Dun, dun, dun. We're infected. That's why we think this is funny. Yeah. We don't really give a shit because we're infected.
They got us.
Whatever. And the game is clearly attempting to normalize this ideology by including top surgery scars in game, as well as all the various other customization options that allow players to blur the lines between male and female.
Like blue hair.
Yeah, could you imagine in a fantasy game where you could just be a dwarf, that you could just do whatever you wanted, like you just play whatever you want?
Tony, imagine being a fantasy game with magic where you could probably like just change someone, like a witch could probably just turn you to another, like a woman into a man or a man into a woman, you know?
Well, that's their argument, Aaron. Their argument is, why would they have surgery scars when they could just do magic spell that changes your gender?
Well, how many?
No wonder why this game is dumb, because
I mean,
they don't know that there's a magical polyjuice potion like in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Change your gender.
I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm pretty sure these people like this don't know Mystique has been men in the X-Men too.
I just think that it doesn't really fucking matter, right? Like,
Yeah.
you don't need to use any of these, right? Again, I think it's weird just because, like, to call it top surgery scars, that does kind of take you out of the whole like fantasy element of the game. It should just include the scars without like naming them what they are, right? So it's one of those like wink and nods, like, you know and I know, but we're just not. We're going to pretend to keep immersion into the game, right? Like, okay, I get that, right? It's like what the hell's that game? The one with the cooking.
Overcooked.
Yeah, Overcooked, right? In Overcooked, you could put your character in a wheelchair. It does nothing. There's no, like, it doesn't make him faster or slower. He's just in a wheelchair, right? It doesn't break immersion. They don't like, oh my god, like, he's in a wheelchair. You're so fucking brave. It's just a thing, right? But people have complained about it, saying that like normalized wheelchairs or something. It was like some weird
normalized
wheelchairs.
Yeah. They shouldn't be.
And we can't have that.
That game is so influential that people are just get wheelchairs because it's cool all of a sudden. It's a trend.
Then all the kids are gonna want wheelchairs.
Yeah.
What the hell?
They're gonna start breaking their legs and like sawing them off so they can get wheelchairs. You know,
oh my god, there's actually like a weird precedent for that. Look up, I think it's called Nubtown in Florida, where this actual town in Florida, there was like an insurance policy going on in the 50s that if you got hurt or lost a limb, like you could get like mad money. So this entire town were cutting off their own limbs. Look this up. It's called Nubtown in Florida.
Well,
they cut off their own limbs.
There's a psychological condition in which people want to be amputees, so they like cut off their limbs.
Yeah. No, this is a town that did this for insurance, as an insurance.
Right. Well, I'm saying like there has been studies where like people want to be like, whether it's because they want the sympathy or they want the attention, or they feel like they actually are an amputee or something, right?
Yeah.
It's
weird.
Crazy.
They want to get to the front of the lines of Disney rides.
You know the actor Giancarlo Esposito? He admitted he was considered hiring someone to kill him so his family could get insurance at one point, like when he was broke.
I think all of us are at that point at some point, Aaron. Dude, when I used to work at this really good job, right? And we used to have these big plates of steel. I'm like, man, we could just hire like a bum and just give him my wallet and we just drop a huge plate. He'll just be smushed into like a big splotch on the floor, but they'll find my wallet and they'll be like, oh, that must be Tony. That splotch must be Tony, right? But I was like, I don't really want to kill a bum. That's kind of mean. Yeah, so we're normalizing and
wheelchairs.
Also, like, what kids are playing fucking? Let's like really. This isn't like a fucking Dora the Explorer game or like a fucking like a Wonder Pups or some shit, right? This is like fucking Dragon Age Veilguard. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's adults playing this game, right? Like maybe 18-year-olds, possibly, right? But I don't really think there's no kids fucking playing this, right?
No, this is a mature game. Dragon Age, I think it's a mature game.
Here it comes. This ideology. This is where I love John F. Trent because he always like starts talking about like the Bible and like fucking the church and shit. This ideology leads to destructive real world behaviors. Archbishop Alexander Sample of the Archdiocese of Portland explains how adopting so-called preferred pronouns is the first step in the path to destruction. To some, supporting aspects of social transition may seem benign, even humane, such as using someone's preferred pronouns and actively affirming his or her perceived gender. However, while well-intentioned, this kind of endorsement helps shepherd a young person on a path of unnecessary medicalization. Guys, I just think that it's normal to call people by the name they want to be called by, right? Like, if Perp wants to be called Perp, and I use this argument on Dane and them. They didn't kind of understand it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because my argument was like, when a newspaper runs an article about the quartering and they use his real name, that's fucking asshole move, right? Because he wants to be called the quartering. That's his fucking his Hollywood name, if you will, right? That's his fucking acting name, right? No, like an actor has a, sometimes they have an acting name and they have a real name, right? The quartering is his his YouTube name. That's his YouTube. That's what he goes by, right? You should put that in there. You shouldn't be using his real name. You're using his real name in order to try to have real world consequences on him to affect him, right?
Yeah, and if you didn't do a
that's
crime,
the same way. That's the same way like dead naming someone, right? Like you're disrespecting someone on purpose in order to have whether physical or mental repercussions on the person, right? So like if Perp wants to be called Perp, I should call him Perp and not anything else. Even if I know his real name, even if I'm best friends with him, if he's like, hey Tony, when we're online and we're doing a stream, call me fucking Little Movie Perp, then I should be calling him Little Movie Perp. It's no different than if someone's like, hey, I really want you to call me fucking Sarah. I really want you to call me Dorothy or something. Like, okay, whatever, right? Unless I don't like you. Like, if I don't like you, then I won't do it because I don't respect you. And I am doing it on purpose, right? I'm being an asshole, right? I'm acknowledging that I'm being an asshole. These guys are like, we're not assholes. We're actually the good guys by not calling you the name that you want to be called, which is really fucking weird, right? Just be like, I want to be an asshole. I just don't like these people. I want to be an asshole to them, right? Just admit that.
They have to go to Portland for that quote, by the way.
Also, that's kind of weird that someone from Portland would say that, right? Like, I would think that the Portland,
have to deal with it on a day-to-day, I guess. Over
there. His Excellency continues. Social transition is often the first step towards hormones and surgery. That's literally, they tell you got to live your life as the opposite gender for like a year most of the time, right? I don't know if they still do that, but that was like back in the day. No idea.
I don't know.
Back in the old days, before they would give you transitional surgery, right? They would tell you have to live your life. Like you have to live as the opposite gender for X amount of time. So that way you know what it's like, so you can see what it's like to make sure that this is what you want, see how people are going to treat you and everything, right?
Sure. I assume those are like trial runs or something.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, hey, we're going to give you it's a 30-day trial. Sure. If you pass that, we give you the full membership, right?
Yeah.
And it's so weird, right? It's so fucking weird because I have a trans family member, right? My aunt, and God bless her heart, great lady. She used to be my uncle, right? And I don't think anyone gives a shit in the family. No one gives a shit anywhere, right? It was like in the 80s. It was like there was a big family meeting. It was like, oh, your uncle's not going to be right. And everyone was like, okay. Like that was it. Like that was the end of it. Like, sure, there was probably whispers, like the adults were like, whatever, right? But like, no one else really gave a shit, right? No kids were traumatized by this event. Okay, right?
Yeah.
So it's so weird that like we go like 30 years later and suddenly like such a big fucking deal, right?
Well, I think the people making a big deal probably don't have experience,
the thing
like
is,
talking and just seeing.
They may look
the people that they're hating on.
It may look different on the outside, but on the inside, they're the same.
That was.
I don't know if they're the same on the inside.
No.
We all bleed red. We all bleed red.
No. I'm saying this because a lot of times the person that you are, right? And again, I'm not speaking from like personal experience. I'm speaking from talking to people or whatever, right? From actually having conversation with people. Like sometimes they're acting a certain way because they feel like oh, I'm not a man, right? I'm supposed to be a woman. I'm not a man, right? But I have to be a man. So now I'm pretending I'm acting in a way that I think that I'm supposed to be, right? And so then when they finally get to be who they are, they're like, oh, actually, see, I'm not such an asshole. I'm actually a lot nicer than I am because I no longer have to pretend to be something I'm not, right?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. I didn't mean like that they were like fucking like a monster inside. Like, oh shit, they're bleeding black blood or some shit, right? Like
they're white blood. They're not human.
Yeah. Oh no, it's an alien.
An alien that the kiss. Stop kidding.
Watch I saw the TV glow, Aaron. You'll get it.
Oh, okay.
A 2020 survey of transgender and non-binary youth found that 64% of respondents were either already receiving cross-sex hormones or desired to do so. Well, that's kind of a fucked up number, right?
No,
do you see what they're doing here? I hate when they do this.
No, I'm really dumb. Please explain it to me. Go.
Okay, so it says they took a survey and they found that 64% of respondents either already receiving cross-sex hormones or desired to do so. So either they were getting drugs or they wanted drugs.
Yeah.
Now, which percentage were getting the drugs? out of the 64%, maybe it was 2% were getting the drugs.
Yes,
and 64%
yes,
wanted
yes,
the
okay,
drugs.
yeah. I see that. Yeah, okay.
See, because your mind is the first thing that you read is, oh, they're receiving 64% receiving. Oh man, that's a lot of fucking people. But maybe that's not the truth. Maybe the truth is it's like 10% were receiving.
Well, if it's like 1%, like 63, yeah, like what?
Yeah,
what?
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah,
those
like-
two things shouldn't be combined into one percentage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what?
That's probably why they
Show
didn't
the
link
survey.
it.
Show the survey.
Usually people would link it at that point.
Yeah.
Right?
Danish researchers who first used puberty blockers on gender dysphoric children found that social transition increased the likelihood that dysphoria would persist and result in medical. Well, no shit. You don't have to do a study. Hey guys, if somebody thinks they're a woman, and then you start treating them like a woman, and they feel good about it, they're probably gonna want to stay as a woman, right?
Yeah, they're gonna be happy and stay. Yeah, like
gender affirming care. Affirming.
Wow, you cracked the cup. They're splitting the atom. Social transition can also include practices such as breast binding and genital tucking, both of which have been shown to have adverse effects on physical health, like testicular torsion and reduced fertility in males, and abnormal lung function and back pain in females. He noted. This is true. This right here is true because, but here, okay. Again, playing devil's advocate, right? As I always do. I got to be devil's advocate, right? Most of the time, the reason that they have issues is because they're doing it without anyone's knowledge, right? And they're not doing it under like doctor supervision. They're not doing it, anyone knowing. So they're doing it incorrectly, right? They're either binding too much, too hard, right? Too long. Yeah. So that's where the issues come in. It says, moreover, a 2020 study on the effects of social transition found that family and peer relations, but not social transition status, predicted psychological functioning. Oh, man.
Okay.
I don't know if this is true or not, because
it's like the picture is also reminding you, oh yeah, we're talking about a game.
Yeah. By the way, this is an article about
this is about a game, by the way.
Dragon Age. I didn't read this beforehand, so I had no idea we were gonna like jumping the shark on this whole thing. This character creator is not the only example of this attempt at normalizing disordered and sinful behavior. Sinful.
Okay.
Man, I think I talk about how you could like have sex with like men and men and like women and women, cats and dogs living together. The game's creative director, John Epler, previously confirmed that all the companion characters in the game would be pansexual. But see, this is stupid, right?
Like Deadpool.
No, because they're not pansexual, right? What it is they want to make it so that whoever you like whichever companion you're like, hey, I really like this companion. This is, if I could fuck any of the companions, it would be this one. They want to be like, yeah, we're going to give you the option. You can fuck any of them, right? And so whatever gender you are, you can fuck any of the companions. So technically, they're all pansexual because they'll fuck anything that you are, right? Because you're the main character. But in reality, it's just you and whoever you fuck, and then everyone else just kind of fucks off and does their own thing, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, like Mass Effect. That's a BioWare like staple, right?
Yeah. It's not like there's like you go to the camp and like everyone's having a fucking orgy. Like, oh shit, I'm late to the orgy. Like,
oh my god, wouldn't that be amazing that your choice is also the choice of the whole party? So that you just like everyone is like, oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Mass Effect was one of the first to do it.
Yeah. Dragon Age, and that's part of this game's like.
I love
thing,
sinful.
Right?
I love the sinful.
This company's thing.
It says Epler told Gamerant there's a difference between player sexual and pansexual. All companions are canonically pansexual. You just gotta say that.
This game is blasphemy.
Yeah. Blasphemous.
Blasphemous.
Bush made similar comments to IGN. IGN's Alex Stedman reported Bush insists that they're all specifically pansexual, and that might come through in what you learn about their backstories. Bush then explained their past experiences or partners, they'll reference them, and indeed who they'll become romantic with. He continued.
By the way, they're freaking they're misgendering assholes.
Well, if they were gonna do that, why do they keep using the name, right?
Voosh,
They should just keep saying he. Like, be consistent in your bigotry is what I'm saying, right? Like, if you're gonna just
and capitalize it
Yeah.
to really make it sting.
Just every time you put it, like Bush, who is really a man pretending to be a woman, like every time specifically put that. Right? For instance, we saw Harding. I might be playing a straight male character flirting with her, but I choose not to pursue a romance. She might get together with Tosh. So my perception, my identity has no bearing on their identities, and that comes through really strong.
Oh,
He went on to detail. It's not until the later parts of the game when you really commit to romance, and it gets pretty spicy.
I thought that's what gamers wanted.
Yeah.
What do you make of this revelation that the character creator has a toggle for top surgery? Man, we went. All that other shit had nothing to do with it, right? Like, had nothing to do with top surgery, scars, blah blah blah. And then we just ended with. By the way, so what do you think about the little toggle?
Vile. I just saw the word vile in the comment. The one comment.
Vile. These monsters are pushing alphabet propaganda in a fantasy game with magic.
Vile.
Medieval surgery was mostly amputation, so I guess it somewhat makes sense. Did you just backtrack in the middle?
Yeah, it's like, well, actually,
maybe it kind of does make sense. So
he had like a shower thought mid like. Oh, great!
Look! It explains
Yeah,
the need to show part of the head to cut a hole in the skull to let the demons out.
Yeah. It's funny how they get mad at us for saying trans women aren't women, but here they are adding scars in their games and pronoun options. I don't. Those two ideas.
That's true. That's funny.
No, what he's trying to say is like they're not women. We say they're not women, and they're proving they're not women by having scars.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love the Hermione Granger person. It's expected for this woke slot. BioWare is dead. People need to accept that. And she uses her Emma Watson. The guy uses Emma Watson as the
not just Emma Watson, but he uses like young Emma Watson.
Yeah.
BioWoke. I've heard. Oh man,
I knew this was garbage.
Forever.
Knew this garbage was going to be bad, but wasn't expecting this bad. Seems like it could even rival Dustborn for the wokest game ever title. BioWare,
really?
Just like CD Projekt Red and many other game companies, are done and dusted. It's time.
They're suffering. They're really suffering. BioWare's really suffering.
I wish
you can bet your ass that these games are going to win awards. The Game Awards have become a woke fest in and of itself.
Well, the last one won the Game Award, right? Inquisition, I think, won Best Game of the Year.
Was that 14 or 15?
I think that was like the first Game Award too, or at least the one that was
what was that?
streamed.
Was that 2014 or 2015?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, this is a possibility. They just got to expand on that.
Wow, stuff like this makes the history of the fall of Rome make a lot more sense. They're out there cutting off titties in the fall of Rome
in their games.
They'll be surprised how much homosexuality went during the times of the Roman times and all that time.
Here it is, Aaron. Dragon Age has magic. Even if you wanted to change your sex, wouldn't you just cast a spell to do it? Why would you have 21st century technology level surgery? What else will have the 21st century technology? Smartphones, pacemakers, wheelchairs?
Why else would Agatha have a phone?
Someone needs to tell all those orcs in like Return of the King that were like they had all this like stuff on them. They were like limping and stuff. You guys have magic. You can fix that.
Yeah, that's the thing I don't understand. Look, there shouldn't be any scars. Literally, your characters can die and then they just wake back up, right? They go, oh, but then like fucking what's her name gets killed in Final Fantasy VII. Aerith gets killed. Your guy can die 100 times. The Phoenix down, Aerith gets killed. It's like, oh, that's permanent. but why?
No Phoenix down for her.
They're just lazy.
No, because it's not supposed. It's a game.
We could technically bring her back, but it's a lot of work. Okay,
no, you can't bring her back. She's dead because what you're doing is a game. That's the game part of it. You have to separate the game part of it from the story part of it, right?
Yeah.
In order to make the story work, you got to pretend like the game part of it doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, you can't start all over again.
Well, it's not just starting all over. It's like in the game, like even in Dragon Age, right? You can go in there and slay like 100 fucking of those zombies, whatever the fuck they call them.
Yeah.
Right? But when the story comes, it's like 3 of them bust through a door. You're like, your character's like, oh shit, it's 3 of the zombie guys, and you run, right? But then 10 minutes later, you're like fucking mowing down a whole fucking battalion of it because the story calls for you to do shit that doesn't make sense with the game part of it, right? You're literally you could kill a fucking dragon, but then there'll be like a cutscene where you're running from like a guy in armor. You're like, oh shit, there's a guy in armor.
Yeah. And that's not just in video games, that's in movies too, man. Like
all your deaths that are reversed by Phoenix Down are not considered canon.
You're so right. There's so many zombie games where it's like the cutscene is 3 zombies, and then the character says, "There's too many. We have to go." Like it's like you're so right.
Go. There's
too many for 3 zombies. Always in the cutscene. Oh, yeah, you're so right.
Oh,
he's got a shotgun. He's like, and then he can't shoot nothing. He's like, misses. Like, oh no! He's like, the zombie's got the gun. He's like, oh, really? That's never happened in the game. I just hit the B button when the zombie grabs the gun and it like pulls him off, right? Like, why don't you do that? Hit the B button. No, you got bit. Fuck. Now he's dead.